Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a Masters Twofer. Game number 1 will be between Heisenberg and Psychic Mon here on some Simulacrum. Bottom right-hand corner, it is the red Protoss player, Psychic Mom. And in the top left-hand corner, we've got the blue Zerg player going 13 pool. It is Heisenberg. So he's got some plans for aggression here. That is definitely not something that we do as Zerg players if we're planning on playing Standard. Although sometimes you can be. Sometimes you're worried about a cannon rush, you're worried about some proxies, you're worried you're not going to be able to see what's coming. And it is going to be aggression, and if your pool's not done, you just die. So that could be what's up here from Heisenberg. We'll take a look at it. We'll keep an eye on what he's up to here. And on the other side, Psychic Mon is not walling off. Psychic Mon, I think I called him Mom just a minute ago, but it's Psychic Mon is not walling against Zerg, and there's a pool first play. This is crazy. Go nuts. This is going to be interesting. I can tell you that much. I don't know what else it's going to be, but it's going to be interesting. I mean, the last time I saw a Protoss player not wall against me, I just Ling flooded with a couple Banelings and won. There's really not a reason to not wall off in a PvZ, I'm telling you. We'll see. We'll see if Psychic Mon has some plans here. I mean, obviously, Heisenberg has no idea what's going on because he's Overlord scouting. He's got some Lings out. He's checking for getting cannon rushed. He's really worried about that happening, which I can't blame him for. I've lost to that time and time again. And there's a sneaky pylon in the bottom left here. That's got to be a Stargate based on the placement. So it's a couple gateways. Obviously, the Cyber Core is coming up here, but like, if like 10 Lings showed up here, you just die. Boy, these Lings are checking for proxies. And boy, they did not see this. How did they not see this?
You made another queen. Nice.
That is the closest. No way did they not see that. Hang on, I'm backing up. I know some people hate this. How close does he get? Ew. Oh, okay, so he sees the probe hanging out over there. But the question is, did he see it, right? Obviously not, because he kept going. He would have gone back to kill that probe and see what it's up to if he had noticed it on the mini-map. But, boy, as it stands, just a handful of Lings coming across the map. This is actually fairly aggressive out of the Zerg player. These are slow Lings, too. He hasn't had time to get speed yet. So, I don't know. What an interesting play here from Heisenberg. This is, I mean, he is on 12 workers, and he's trying to kill this Protoss now. And he's like, oh, you didn't wall off? Well, thank you so much. Thank you for not walling off. That is the best gift you could have given me today, because I'm trying to kill you with slow Lings, and if you had a wall, that would have been a lot harder. Okay, so he's going to even up the worker count here fairly well. Single Stalker up. If that Stalker gets surrounded, it's toast. Oh, no. You can't just go home. What? No! Okay, so he's getting gas, but he's not getting speed. What are you doing, Heisenberg? You have strange ways of playing Zerg here in the Masters level of StarCraft 2. I can tell you that much. Oh, that's actually not a Stargate at all. That's a regular gateway and the shield battery. Okay. Fair. Suppose shield battery coming in is going to be massively important to if Heisenberg just got gas. Right? If he had just gotten gas early, gotten speed earlier than this, and then showed up with the Lings that he had, he surrounds that Stalker, pins it up against the Nexus, kills it, and everything dies. But instead, he's trying to do this thing with slow Lings. Metabolic boost is far from completion. This is going to be crazy. He needs to get a surround real bad. The Stalkers need to do everything. Okay, so there's your surround. But the probes are in here fighting, and there's a Zealot in the mix, and the shield battery's doing some good work as well. No way. None of the Stalkers die. The Zealot stays alive. What a stupid hold. Okay, one of the Stalkers dies. That was insanely cost-efficient for Psychic Mon. Oh, man, he held on. Okay, so he's down to 17 probes. He has lost 9 today, but he still has more than his Zerg opponent, who has droned up a little bit, is now sitting happily at 15 workers, is still going to cruise these Lings in. Man, this feels like me. Did somebody get one of my replays? I definitely would have tried to flood Lings forever and ever if I saw that the Protoss player did not have a wall. Absolutely. So, speed's done. We're back in for round 3 here. And, oh, those shield batteries and the Oracle, not the Oracles, the Sentries. Dang it, Samacron, messing with my brain. is what you do sometimes. So this is good. This is intense. This isn't like both players macroing up for 8 minutes and then somebody attacks finally. This is definitely nuts. Psychic Mon's like, why didn't I wall? I should have walled today. Also, Psychic Mon is not using this warp gate at all. If I were him, I'd make like 2 zealots and maybe just wander him over and try to stop this Ling flood from happening for a second, because it's getting bad. Also, Banelings would be incredible. Not that he really has the resources for it, as he has pulled all of his workers off of gas, which indicates to me this is all in, man. He's gonna make Lings until he lives or until he dies. Oh, that force field is a good one. Look at all these Lings out there doing nothing, while the Lings inside the house are trying to make something happen, but they're getting attacked by everything. But at the very least, kill the shield battery and sure, kill the Twilight Council. This is so many Zerglings right now. Shield battery down. Just trying to sneak in. The force fields are good enough. This sentry's having a great time. These Lings are running around doing nothing up here. Heisenberg's Ling micro is not the best, but he did get the Stalker, and he got the Twilight Council. That's too many Lings for sure to stop. Hold on, he gave up trying to kill it, and instead tried to kill the Zealots, and they all what? No more Zealots died, and all the Lings died. What a horrible life choice that was. I don't know that charge is going to help you all that much. Dude, if you don't jump on this Twilight Council now, I'm going to be very upset, Heisenberg. He's getting queens, which is exciting. Okay, so now he got it. Did cancel charge. Too many Zealots, though. I'm sure getting into Simulator is not a bad idea. Psychic Mon isn't actually harvesting any gas right now. Whether intentionally or not, I don't know. Heisenberg's up to 22 army supply of pure Speedling. Okay, never mind. He's got a queen on the way. Yeah, I guess maybe killing a shield battery as it's trying to come up is a good idea. Killing pylons is always nice. He's just trying to make good trades here with his Zerglings, and the Zealot count is just so high. I don't know. I mean, he's very smartly getting out of situations, at least that one, where he was in a bad place. Kills in a Simulator. Still no gas income here from Psychic Mon. He is definitely planning on making Zealots and shield batteries, and cannons would be pretty good here, too. I gotta say, this game, though, Heisenberg, this is Ling flooding at its best. We haven't had a game like this on the channel in a long time, and we'll just have to see if Psychic Mon can hold on. And I feel like the longer these games go on, the more they do favor the Protoss. Without question. He's up 20 workers to 16. Heisenberg hasn't lost any drones. He's just not making any. Comparatively. What's this going to be? Another Twilight Council? Sure. I mean, killing tech structures is good if you can, but also killing the Zealots is not bad. A couple go down to the south here. Up the north side doesn't look very good for the Zealots either. Another one down. Another one down. More warping in, though, and that saves the day there for Psychic Mon. Not that the Lings were going to win, but yeah, I mean, if nothing else, Heisenberg on 2 bases versus Psychic Mon on 1 base is a win for the Zerg player. It's just a matter of keeping Psychic Mon from expanding, having him mine out of his main base, and then suddenly things are bad. Is this Overlord? This Overlord doesn't know this is here. That's... Charge coming in again. Charge would be like the biggest godsend of all time if it was the old charge that did 8 damage on contact, because charge blocks absolutely crushed Zerglings back then. It doesn't anymore because they removed that 8 damage, but it does make them faster and easier to kind of chase Lings down. So Sentry down, Zealot alive with 9 kills and all of 16 HP. 9 kills. That pylon does get sniped by the Zerglings. Heisenberg's going for a lair. He started getting gas a minute ago. He's going for a lair. He's got 2 workers on this gas for some reason. What is the follow-up gonna be? Yeah, he's sacrificing his Ling flood, which is a good idea right now because suddenly we're walled off and suddenly there's an actually army out for Psychic Mon. I don't know. These Lings can maybe go up here and cause some problems, but whatever. Running past the army getting murdered is also fine too. Banelings would be good against these Zealots, especially if they have charge and they're fast. Roaches would be really fantastic too, but he's going for the Spire. Does he have time to get to the Spire before he dies? That's the good thing about these Twofers. You never know when this game is going to end. This could end right now, as he just doesn't have enough to hold against this kind of attack. Reinforcements coming up over here on Sneaky Place that finally warps in a Zealot. Ooh, and Psychic Mon, when behind Dark Shrine. I'm not sure that he's behind necessarily. He is behind in worker count and in base count, which is not great. You don't want to go up against a 2-basing Zerg player as a one-basing Protoss. Generally, I mean, it's a fairly even situation, but these days, Protoss aren't very comfortable with the one-base style attacks, especially if we're at the 9.5 minute mark. So Spires take forever to finish. Dark Shrines take forever to finish. Man, this is going to be close. I don't know. He's got the ability to make Overseers because obviously he has a lair. So DTs aren't necessarily just going to win here. If he didn't have a lair yet and he didn't have any spores, I would feel much worse about the Zerg's chances of winning this game. But then that said, his Overlords are out and about. So they're not home to defend. Well, I guess 2 just got made, so maybe that's okay. Starting Resonating Glaives for some reason is Psychic Wand. I'm not sure I agree with that option either. But yeah, the Spire's going to finish here. Psychic Wand left Heisenberg alone long enough to get a Spire up, and he can make 5 Mutalisks. 6 now if he wants. Yep. No, wait. What? And a Baneling Nest. So we're going to go Ling, Bling, Muta here against the Protoss. DT is going to sneak on in, and there is no sign of any detection at all. So reaction time here. Let's see how quick it is for Heisenberg. Ready? I mean, 0 at this stage. Where did the DTs go? So the traditional army is dead, but the DTs are up here inside the main base. Bam! Reaction time 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000. He doesn't know because he's down here trying to kill this stuff. The DTs are having a field day. There's no detection in production at all for Heisenberg. Dude, Heisenberg, you're killing me, man. Killing me right now. He's not even, like, he has to know at this point, right? He has to know there's DTs murdering his stuff, right? He's just base racing. He's like, you know what? I don't have time to make an Overseer. That's for chumps. That's what kills me. Heisenberg, make an Overseer, shut these DTs down. Oh, this is pretty interesting stuff, though. The Stalkers are here to deal with the Mutalisks, but the Lings can deal with the Stalkers if they can get inside the house. And they're inside the house. That's it. They're here. It is an oversaturated main base right now. The Protoss player not happy about that. Ling Muta is so stupid good against Stalkers. Oh, a DT in the mix, warping in for defensive purposes. Is a DT going to be enough to save the day here? I don't know, man. Probes are fighting. Lings are fighting. This Nexus is probably going to go down. The Lair's going to die too. This DT is up to 2 total kills. These 15 kills here, 17 kills here. And Heisenberg did not think to make an Overseer while he had the ability to do so. He had the resources for it. Does he not know what DTs are? Is that what's happening here? Dude, this DT needs to get in. Oh, is it taking splash damage, though? If it's right up next to a building, I think it will take splash damage from the Muta, so maybe staying away is the best idea. The drones are running for their lives. There's not enough money to build a hatchery anyway. Dude, Heisenberg's refusal to make an Overseer in this game drives me nuts. I am not happy about this from him, from a Zerg perspective. Oh, you killed the Dark Shrine. Way to go. You might actually cancel Blink. Nope. Blink finishes for some reason. Alright, so we're base racing for sure. Who's going to win this thing? Let's see. Try to set up an extractor down here. DT found you. Cancel that one. Cancel that one. Heisenberg, no. No, Heisenberg. Ooh, he has enough money for a hatch all of a sudden. Where the what? Where did that come from? I guess maybe you build a hatch. Sure, that makes sense. That's one of the places that, honestly, I don't think Psychic Wand will look for it, is inside of his own old main base. I say old main base because, well, you know, there's hardly any Protoss stuff left here anyway. So another extractor he needs to cancel. Is he just trying to lull Psychic Wand into a false sense of security? What was that? Ah, this is nuts. This is crazy pants. All right, well, he's got his hatchery. Psychic Wand is being revealed. So this is visible. This is visible, obviously. I think the Zerg player just wins this. Going a bunch of Zerglings into a Protoss who never expanded and never walled off into Mutalisks. He was given enough time to do it. And I think that's it. Psychic Wand, does he have any probes at all? No. Are there any drones? No, this is it, man. I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we're looking at a completely dead Protoss player here. It was a close match. It was a crazy match. But at the end of the day, Heisenberg is your winner. There's just no way. He has no idea where this base
Base
is.
is under attack.
None. And he has no answer to these Mutalisks. The DTs are great, but they can't shoot up. I always thought maybe it'd be interesting if they could, like, throw their scythe up into the air. And Heisenberg wins the game there in 14 minutes and 38 seconds. What a crazy, crazy match. That was fun. Thanks for sending it in. I assume it was Heisenberg, but I don't know. I don't know if it was or not. But okay, our next match here I think is going to be a ZvT. I think it's going to be a ZvT, another Masters level game. So stick around if you want to watch that one. This was pretty interesting, so I think the next one might be pretty fun as well. But yeah, I mean, Psychic Mon made some interesting decisions there, I gotta say. I mean, at the end of the day, he should have tried to expand, made more Zealot. Cannons with shield batteries are insanely good against Zerglings, like really, really good. That would have been a good idea, but if he could have got a natural base up, this would have been a much different game. And then having no idea there are Mutalisks coming was a problem, too. You got to scout. You got to see what's going on in there. There really was no defense whatsoever back in Zerg base, so setting a Zealot up to see what buildings exist, finding that Spire would have been massive, too. Maybe could have thrown up a, a Stargate instead of going for the Twilight Council tech, but hard to say. All right, let's move on from this one and into the next game just a second. I actually checked out the MMR for one of these players as the game was loading, so this is about 4,700 MMR. Just in case you were wondering. All right, so bottom right-hand corner for Game 2 is Dark Minions. He is a Zerg player. He is red. He's got a Pepe Mutalisk there. And in the top left corner, we have the blue Terran player. It is Minovation with, I don't know what that spinning logo is. Is that Purifier? Something with StarCraft? It doesn't feel very StarCraft, but that's kind of what I assume it is if I see something in a situation like this. Dark Minions went for an Extractor trick. Moved out with a drone. This has absolutely got to be a proxy hatch, doesn't it? Nobody in Masters Worker Scouts, do they? I don't know, man. I do not know if they do, but we'll see what's up there. That is definitely a pool. About an 18 pool from Dark Minions. Meanwhile, Minovation doing the old one racks expand. No real reason to do anything other than that at this day and age. Am I right about that? Anyway, drone coming in. Trying to knock down this barracks all by himself. He's, very angry that way. And he finally runs away. Is that a Reaper? Production says Reaper. This is Jean the Baguette. Jean the Baguette is an outlaw who killed the rich citizens with frozen baguettes to steal their money and give it to the poor. But killing peoples by bashing their skulls with frozen baguettes isn't a nice thing. Commissioner Gerard Croissant didn't like people being murdered, so he tracked down Jean the Baguette until he finally captured him. But when he learned Jean the Baguette went to the Reaper program instead of dying for his crimes, he went insane and promised to kill all of him at all costs. Now Jean the Baguette is on the battlefield in his Reaper suit, killing enemies with his new pistol, but still keeping a frozen baguette on him, in case close combat happens, or if he's hungry. Alright, Jean the Baguette. That's a good name. That was really fun. Fun writing there. So Dark Minions went for the pool first play. Obviously has an expansion. You want to do that. There's no reason to go one base as a Zerg player in any circumstance, pretty much ever. You're going to want to expand at some point, even if it's like 16 or 17 supply, get there after your pool. Just make it happen, because you can't... Here's the thing. You start out with 12 workers, and you can't spend all the money you get with 12 workers on one base worth of larvae, even if your queen injects are good. Ooh, is this Dropper Lord stuff? What is this Ling stuff? Dark Minions shows up with 4 Zerglings. I mean, but there's a Reaper defending, so, like, they're not accomplishing anything at all. Nice lift there. Actually, I think the Ling allowed the lift to happen, because he could have gone in, but he kind of stopped at the edge to attack it, which wasn't in Minovation's favor. Third base? Woo! Alright, so Dark Minions then going for a third base. So he's planning at least on being able to defend the proxy, which he did. I mean, he was ready for it if there was one coming. He's got a bunch of queens. He can handle this Reaper no problem. And 3 bases are a pretty nice place to go. I'm not going to complain about this from Innovation at all. Not even the tiniest bit. So Reaper comes in, and like I said, there's a queen. Reaper's not really intending to kill anything because queens are out by this stage. He knows because he saw the Zerglings. I mean, sure, maybe get a couple shots off, maybe a KD8 shard, but the queen count is too high, and Jean the Baguette is forced to flee with his 3 kills and 12 HP, all of those which are Zerglings. And I guess he killed a drone over here too. The drone that was harassing a little bit earlier. Is that Diva? Thinking that's a Diva spray. Whoever tossed that down, I think it was probably Dark Minions. So Dark Minion spreading creepus on his own main base, going for a Roach Warren. Okay, that's where we're going to live here today, is Roaches. Probably some Ravagers too. Straight Roaches and all that good against Terran these days, but at the Masters levels, who knows? Who knows what's possible? Meanwhile, Hellions coming in with Reaper. Got Queen. Again, got multiple Queens here. The Queen count, I think, is enough to handle what we're looking at, even if there aren't any Zerglings. And Roaches can deal with the Hellions as it stands anyway, as more are cruising across the map. Innovation doesn't seem to be going for mech, but he's not at the point where he's really had to decide yet. Third base being attacked by, you know, Hellions and a Reaper. Spreading creep up this way would be really nice, Dark Minions. You there. Creep Tumor, you have the there you go. You have the energy for it. That Tumor might be in trouble if Innovation comes up the round. Pow! And the Overlord dies. But at this stage, what are we looking at? Barracks, barracks, barracks. Okay, so definitely a bio play here from Innovation. Here on Simulacrum. We're going to go ahead and go for the standard stuff here that we've seen for a while. Nothing too crazy. Oh, the Hellions. Yeah, losing those 2 Hellions was unnecessary. Those Roaches are not going to catch you. As soon as they hit you, you should have run away. But it's fine. It's fine. Dark Minions, you're going to go for a lair? Honestly, it is lair time. Although Liberator shows up and you don't have a Spore. Make her get over here. Get over there. That's the place you need to be. 1, 2. Okay, well, that's problematic. Meanwhile, Hellions darting into the third base a little bit. There's a bunch of Zerglings to handle it. Dark Minions production tab is empty, which does not bode well for him in the rest of this game. I'm just going to say, he's just sending Roaches. Oh, no, they are Ravagers. So it is kind of a 2.5 base Roach Ravager thing. I mean, it's not as crisp as somebody like Dark would do. Nah, these Speedlings do own the map now, though. Reaper dies, Jean the Baguette. Does go to sleep with the fishes. Innovation doesn't have any tanks. So I worry about this for him. He's making one. He just started one when the Ravagers showed up. This third CC has to get out of there, has to lift off and run. And there are Zerglings coming in here too. Dude, this is a really good attack from Dark Minions. I'm enjoying it immensely. Alright, so backing up into the corner there. Corrosive Isle in that corner would be stupid good. Ah, but it's dodged. Innovation with a beautiful dodge there. SCV's coming in, trying to fight too. Bunch of workers are going to die. Innovation's down to 37 SCVs. The Marines are fighting. The SCVs are buffering. The Corrosive Isle dodge is all right, but not perfect. Oh my gosh, he has to get out. His natural base has completely fallen to the Zerg. Oh, but there's a tank now, and the Ravagers are still engaging in tank fire. Get out of there. Ah, should have come down. That would have been huge. If he had stayed down here with the Ravagers, the Marines couldn't have chased them off. Just the one, though, has to get out of there. And we're looking at 27 SCVs, 23 down for Innovation. And Dark Minions pretty happily sitting on his 3-base economy. So he's ahead after that. He didn't straight up beat the Zerg player, or the Terran player, as we've seen from time to time with that build. I don't know that we've ever seen it lose necessarily at the pro level. It's insanely good. But at this stage, throwing up additional spores to deal with Liberator harass, as I guess he got rid of the one Liberator, even though it wasn't looking good at the moment. Wasn't looking all that good early on, was it? So Innovation does land his third base, which is pretty bruised, but he's not going to worry about that for now. Small Marine tank push here. It's about 35 army supply for Dark Minions, and a bunch of that is Queens. I'm not sure that really counts, honestly. So here come the Ravagers. Dude, taking down that tank is a... Nope. No. The tank, though. The tank is your priority on those Corrosive Isles, Dark Minions. I don't use Ravagers all that much, and even I know that. And you just can't stand against this many Marines. There we go. Corrosive Isles on the tank. And that might be it for Innovation. Going up a ramp into that many Ravagers with Queens with Transfuse is not going to happen, so he does pull back. Kills an Overlord, tries to supply block Dark Minions. Can't quite pull that off. But he's doing a great job just muling, getting up additional SCVs. He's already up to 39 workers from the 23 or 26 he was at earlier. As I always say, Terran is not dead until they are dead. You can bring them to the very brink of death, and they will find a way to come back because of the mule mechanic. It's really insanely good. Yeah, I mean, look at this. He's up to 40 workers. He's making 3 SCVs at a time. He's got 3 bases rolling at this point. He's fine. You would think after that attack, he would be dead, but no. No, he is not. Il ne mort pas. Something like that. My French is not good. I understand some of the concepts. Anyway. Baneling nest on the way from Dark Minions. He's going for speed for his roaches. Definitely going Roach and Ravager here, which I'm not a huge fan of. We've talked about this a million times. Roach Ravager is really good against a Bio Terran player until about 2-2, 3-3 starts rolling around for the Terran. 2-2 is coming up now. Especially if there are tanks involved, it doesn't go very well. So Queen down, Queen taking some shots. Roach is trying to fight, but they're just not in numbers enough to make that happen. Zerglings try to, ooh, they try to jump on top of the tank, but instead they go for the Marines and get almost nothing done there. Friendly fire tank splash probably doing more damage than the Lings did against these 1-1 Marines with stim. Enough Ravagers here to deal with it, though. There we go. Slowly whittling down the numbers. The tank goes down. No final parting shot for posterity. Great Wall of Supply Depots is up. Dark Minions is, in fact, going for Infestors. Well, an Infestation Pit anyway. Maybe not necessarily. Not necessarily Infestors, you know. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the Roach Ravager stuff. I'm not. Maybe Dark Minions is going to make it happen, but it doesn't feel good to me. These Lings are getting some stuff done. I mean, they don't have any upgrades at all. They have speed, but there's no armor, there's no attack, nothing on those Zerglings. Dark Minions trying to sneak a 4th base top right. A bit of an unorthodox position, but it dies regardless. Innovation finds it, and the army's in no position to save it at all. So it comes down with the Roaches and Ravagers. Corrosive Files, ooh, gets one of the medevacs. Oh, saving that last man. Innovation believes in saving every last man that he can in the Terran army. I'm not sure what this tank is trying to do. Yeah, let's go. Just go back where you came from. You'll be fine. No need to panic. Creep spread is okay for Dark Minions. He's not really making that a priority, which is fine. I mean, I love creep spread in my games, but I lose all the time. So creep spread is no guarantee of victory. There's other things that are definitely more important. Creep spread is nice. But if your map awareness and your ability to kind of respond to what your opponent is doing is bad, you're just not going to win anyway, even if you have that vision and that speed bonus. So small group of Roach Ravager trying to head up this way. More Ravagers here joining the party. And the 3rd base of Innovation is in actually a lot of trouble. Trying to jump down here with a bunch of Marines. Again, these are 2-2 with the 3-3 on the way. Innovation's timings have been great today. 3rd base is already bruised. And as a result, it does have to lift off a little bit earlier than it normally would have want to. But look at the... That is how not scared of Roach Ravager Innovation is when he has 2-2. Just stutter step forward into the Ravagers. Ravagers, they're kind of stuck in this situation, you guys. Finally, Dark Minions decides that Banelings are not a bad way to go. So he's making Banelings. They have speed. They do have speed. They've got centrifugal hooks. A little bit of extra XP there, too. Innovation saved his 3rd base. He's taking a 4th base. Dark Minions is trying to replace his 4th base. Then math does not add up right now for the Zerg player. Again, if creep spread was bigger, this Ling Baneling stuff would be better. Engaging against an army like this on creep is so much easier than it is off creep with Banelings. Just because the speed boost helps immensely in those situations. Double expanding, actually, is Dark Minions going for a 4th and a 5th base. Again, the 4th base falls. Oh, he lets it finish. Banelings crashing into tanks is actually super bad. But there are enough Banelings here that actually the Terran army is forced to flee. Focusing down that... No, never mind. He got the hatch. I'm telling you, slow Banelings, not great. Single Marine. His job is to take down a hatchery all by himself. He's doing all right. He's doing fine. Innovation continuing to attack into the 3rd base. And this might just be GG for Dark Minions. His worker count is 44. So many drones have died here. Desperation. Ling's running in. But these are 2-2 Marines with medevac support. Suckers, get on out. That's not going to work at all. Spore Crawler gets a couple hits on some of these medevacs, but it's 70 to 36 army supply. Reinforcements are cruising across the map here. Innovation has made a pretty decent comeback here against Dark Minions, who is still making roaches, which I am not going to support in any way. Yeah, man, that 3rd base is toast. Dark Minions is officially a 2-basing Zerg. I mean, technically he's got a 3rd down here, but I don't know how much longer that's going to be a thing. Here we go. Marine tank against Roach Ravager. It's just not even a fair battle. There's a reason you don't see it. After a certain point, 3-3 Marines, everybody. And that's your good game. Innovation takes it. Dark Minions is your loser here in 13 minutes and 35 seconds. Fantastic display of just Terran comeback-intuitiveness. Again, he was down to like 23, 26 SCVs against a 45-50 drone player on 3 bases from the Zerg. But I think part of the trick here is none of the orbital commands died. That's a huge deal. So he was able to land, make SCVs with those as much as possible. And after losing those initial SCVs, he never lost any more. And Dark Minions went for Roach Ravager, which I'm not a huge fan of, and you can see in this game why. Some Banelings, but I think it was too late in the end there. And just didn't have the map vision to be aware of when his 4th base was dying or when this army was marching up on his 5th too. So great job by Innovation, showing up, being strong, getting his upgrades like a boss, and getting the win here in this Masters game. But that is going to be it from me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Masters Twofer. Go ahead, hit that like button if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.